I'm home cold, you standing trial. Why ain't I see you around back when I
So you
was
get
down?
arrested for the gang-related homicide.
Yeah.
What was that?
And that was like I don't know, that was like my third time being arrested for homicide by that point. But
Mm-hmm.
this was they got us, and somebody's talking about this is what they think happened, blah blah blah, which
Mm-hmm.
had never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the difference was, it was a new individual, and this individual was talking about,
How they catch up with you though? I mean, you know what I'm saying. So
man, one
what
of
went
my
down? How did they catch? Well, let's go back. What happened?
we had an unfortunate set of circumstances
Mm-hmm.
occurred in the South area in relation to gang banging, right? Let's call it that.
Okay.
And we lost a friend
Mm-hmm.
to what we perceived to be action on behalf of some specific gang members, and in retaliation for that, we took action against them, right? Allegedly, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's what happened. So in response to that, uh, an individual who participated started talking about this is what occurred, this is what occurred, this is what occurred. He got arrested, and informed them
Yeah.
who other members were. He didn't have my name specifically,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't know who I was because he was a stepbrother
Mm-hmm.
or brother and stepbrother of one of my close associates,
Mm-hmm.
and so he wasn't around very often or none of that. And so they always call me Black Ass Chalk, and he didn't know I was X-rated. He just knew I was Black Ass Chalk. So he's trying, he even remember that. So he telling the police it was somebody named Ice Cream. So they looking for Ice Cream.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? They're not looking for me. And I'm in Arizona. I had a show in Arizona. I had a show in New Mexico, and I had a show in was Tucson. So I had to do New Mexico, then I had to do Phoenix, and then I had to do Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was running around, and they picking the homies off
Mm-hmm.
because of this cat. And then I called looking for one of my boys, like, where everybody at? And his mom told me, man, they got arrested. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
all right. And then when they caught up to almost the second to last or the last person being arrested, they told him he was charged with murder. This is what they knew he had done, and he used his alibi as, I was with X-rated. I didn't have nothing to do with that. So he wasn't telling on me, he was just saying, I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I was with my boy.
Yeah.
I got an alibi. That's how they started looking for who's X-rated.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how my name came up. And they got a picture of me and then showed it to the other cat, and he said, that's Ice Cream.
Yeah.
They was like, that's X-rated.
Damn.
And so they came and got me in Arizona, got arrested in Tucson, extradited from Maricopa County back to Sacramento, and that was the last time I saw the streets for 25 years.
So you 17.
Mm-hmm.
What was that feeling like? I mean, okay, this time there's some serious shit. I got this record out, you know what I mean? I'm facing some real shit. Niggas is telling on me, you know what I mean? Like, what was your psychological at that point when you in there? Because I'm sure you was in the county trying to fight it.
I was. My psychology was this, man, it was devastating. On one hand, I feel great remorse for this family, right?
Right.
Because things didn't go the way that, this stuff typically is supposed to go.
Right.
And ironically, very much how it's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
Is it very rarely goes according to plan. And you don't know that as a child.
Mm-hmm.
They say the baby rattlesnake is more dangerous than the adult rattlesnake because it doesn't know that it's born with the same potency of venom as an adult.
Right.
So it just bites and bites and bites. And I was a baby rattlesnake, it just biting on stuff. And so I did feel a sense of empathy and remorse, but on the other hand, I was not permitted.
Mm-hmm.
I was not permitted, and in this crib, and that's how I felt, like this crib.
Yeah.
Period. So I was battling those two things that I don't know how cool. I don't think this is necessarily cool. And on the other hand, it's crib. And so, that's a lot for a 17-year-old to have to process. So my psychology really became that of almost just on beast mode. I just warriored out. It's like, it's going to be what it's going to be. And by the time I got to the county jail, I went through first I had to fight the death penalty, and is it appropriate for a juvenile to be sentenced to a death penalty or to even have a death penalty case?
Were they trying to
first
get
it was
gang enhancement?
Oh, they did give me the gang enhancement.
Okay.
There was no trying.
Okay.
They did everything that ironically, these laws it's not legal to do any of that in the state of California anymore. So the first thing was, we're going to transfer this case to adult court now. Right now, that's not legal. This case for the state in juvenile court. So the first thing that happened in my circumstance that would not be allowed is that it was transferred to adult court. Once it was in adult court, we're going to prosecute this case for capital punishment, seeking the death penalty, which is currently not legal. You can't do that to a 17-year-old, to a juvenile. And then the other one was open case of murder on the, I forget what they call it, the felony murder rule. Is you got 5 people and 1 victim, 1 bullet, 1 gun, and you have 5 people charged with first degree murder. It's not humanly possible for 5 people to kill one person with 1 bullet, 1 gun.
Right.
And that's no longer legal in the state of California.
Right.
But I experienced all of those things.
Did they try to back that up with conspiracy?
They didn't, which would have been all right. Well, they did have a throw a conspiracy charge on me, but I beat it.
Okay.
So I beat the conspiracy charge and didn't beat the first degree murder charge, which is ironic because the DA didn't argue that I killed somebody. So you have a district attorney arguing I was guilty of conspiracy and a jury that finds me guilty of first degree murder. Right? Which, we in a time where Snoop's on trial, you got Mike Tyson, all these different things, and these articles being written about me. The other trial, so we split and fractured our trial, so they go to trial before me, and it's, we were just following behind X-rated. That's being said by the lawyers. You know what I mean? It's funny, you have all these conversations. I've never done that to my homies. I never thought it was necessary. They was kids. So I got somebody who was 16, who was even younger than me when we were arrested.
Were you the oldest?
I was one. I was the oldest, actually. I turned 18 first, went to the county jail. Everybody followed behind me.
So the actual shooter was younger than you?
The actual shooter was younger than me, allegedly.
Yeah, we gonna allegedly.
Well, he was the person in question was acquitted when we went to trial, right? So they found me guilty and found him not guilty because the only 2 people that could have said who did what, it was me or him. So he might have said, I was with X-rated, and they come arrest me and put us both on trial. So because of things that were stated, we have 4 people, 1 person that's testifying against this. So they split this trial in 2 halves. So the first 2 to go to trial, their lawyers decide that the appropriate defense is to say they was just following behind the rapper. So I got a year and a half of we were just following X-rated.
Damn.
On my way to trial, and the big homie saying they're preparing to lock you up. They telling this in the media, this is what they doing. And so they find them guilty, and their whole defense was they was just following behind me.